Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to a new playthrough on the channel. After our wrestling match last week, we're headed back up into the skies tonight. This time, however, we're moving forward in history from Sunday's game in World War II as we play Hornet Leader Carrier Air Operations from DVG. This one puts us in charge of a squadron of modern fighters in various campaigns, and we watch our pilots develop over the course of however many missions we go on. With that, let's go through our campaign and our pilots. We're going to be going through the Iraq 1991 campaign, so we'll take a look at the story here for the overview. Operation Desert Storm lasted from January 17th to February 27th, 1991. During the conflict, the Iraqi military was virtually eliminated as a fighting force. We're going to be going through a short campaign, and we're starting from this arrow. So we're going to be playing as a Navy squadron, which means we'll have all of the targets to choose from. If we were playing as a Marine campaign, we'd have to start from an aircraft carrier, essentially, and then we'd only have these targets to start from. So that's the way the campaigns are going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to go through every single pilot that we've got here, because we'd probably be here all night if I did that. What we'll say here is I've got a nice mix of air-to-air and air-to-ground pilots in here. The breakdown as far as skills go starts off as one newbie, which we've got Waldo for that. We've got two green pilots. Talon and Kermit are our green pilots. For average, for that we've got Sparky, Mustang, Blackhawk, and I think Maverick started out as average, and we had one skilled pilot. Spike was our designated skilled, but we did have a promotion available that we used, and we promoted Maverick straight up to skilled because the stat bonuses look to be the best for Maverick. So with that all set up, let's move over and check out the shot over at the main game area. I've got the campaign map out over here, so when I draw for my targets, I can see where each target is actually going to be, so I can figure out weight point modifiers and stress that we have to take. I've got the neoprene mat here that I use instead of the board because it helps out with the glare. As you can see, the glare is coming from the campaign board over here, but there's not the glare coming from the board that there is. I've got my bandit and sight pole cup right here. And of course, we've got the dice tower because we will need the dice tower during this game, and apparently I'll need English lessons while I'm at it. But I think we're all set here to get into tonight's mission, so let's get these pilots suited up. The first thing we're going to do on our mission is we're going to draw from the target deck, which has all of our targets in it for the campaign. We can draw up to 3, but then we have to pick at least one to go after. I think we're going to go after just one tonight. So our first possible target is target number 32, a government building. We'll have 2 sites on each approach and 2 bandits on each approach. 3 in the center, 4 in the center, 4 bandits. We'll need 10 hits to destroy it. We can take up to 6 pilots with us. We gain 4 VP for it and can modify intel by 2. The thing I don't like about that one is it's in the 3rd band, so we could take 2 fewer weight points, and we'd have to take 2 stress right off the bat. Our next target that we can look at, close air support. Oh boy, okay, never mind, this is our mission. So we got to scramble to go after this one, since we drew one with the scramble keyword. That means we stop drawing and we have to go. So we'll shuffle that target back in. So we're going to be taking an additional stress on this one. We can take up to 5 craft with us. But we'll take a look at this one. We're going to need 1 site on each approach and in the center, and we've got 2 bandits in the center, but no sites no bandits in the approaches. We'll need 5 hits to take it out. VP is, we get 4 VP for taking this target out. We can move the recon to the right by 2 and intel by 1. Scramble, stress plus 1. In our case, we'll be taking 3 stress on this, which I don't like. Friendly fire, I gotta check what friendly fire translates to. I imagine nothing good. Inflict 1 stress on the attacking pilot for each air-to-ground counter that inflicts 0 hits or fails to suppress. That's gonna be fun. Soft and dispersed. Let's see what those two translate to. Dispersed, each air-to-ground counter can inflict more than 1 hit. Still got to find what soft translates to. Let's try one of the other player aids. We've got a couple more in here, but of course, it's not on any of these, which is kind of annoying. That's the Cthulhu Conflict Log. I don't think it's on here. Does not look like it, which is kind of annoying, but again, no help for that at this point. Let's see if there's another... I'm still looking to see if there are more player aid sheets in here, and there does not appear to be, so that's not really going to help me in terms of what soft actually translates to. I think it's something to do with the target spreading out hits. Let me see if there's anything in here that would tell me about that. Ah, here we go. Some weapons get a bonus to attack soft targets. So that's what that is. That goes in the center of the mission there. And dispersed, I think we established dispersed is air-to-ground counters can inflict more than 1 hit. Okay, so that's what that is. Now we get to take up to 5 pilots on this mission, so I'm going to turn the camera off while I determine what I'm going to be taking along. Actually, there's a very convenient sequence of play there. I determine and place the sights first. So we place 1 sight on each approach. There's a north, east, south, and west approach. So we'll place each sight. We'll place for the north approach first. Let's see, that's a no bandit. That's an SA-10, which... a 3 or less is a hit, is nothing happening. 3 to... actually, I think a... 3 to 6 would be 1 stress. 6 to 8 would be jettison everything. And an 8 is destroyed. So that'll go on the north approach. Next for the east approach. We've got an SA-6, which also comes with a +1 modifier, I believe is what that is. Which means we need to roll 1 higher to hit it, so that goes in the east approach. But one consolation there, I kind of glossed over this, it can only hit us if we're at low altitude, whereas the SA-10 can come at us from either altitude. So the south approach. Is going to have an SA-11, which hits, what is the 3? Oh, that's the max attack range. So that could be a problem as well. Which means that can hit us from low or high altitude. 2 or lower misses. 6 inflicts a stress. Yeah, we're going to have problems with these sights. Our last sight in the west approach is a ZU-23-4. 258 can only hit us from low altitude. So we're probably going to end up coming in high, is my initial thought. Now that we've got our sights placed... oh, we need one in the center as well. There's our sight for the center. We've got infantry, SA-14. 6-8-10, they can only hit us from low, though. So as long as we come in high, we shouldn't have any problems. Now I'll shut the camera off so I can assign pilots and arm the aircraft. We'll tip down here and take a 10,000-foot look at the pilots that I've selected. I've selected a mix of strong air-to-air and strong air-to-ground pilots. My rough plan is to divide my squadron into 2 groups. Each one's got a dedicated air-to-ground pilot and a dedicated air-to-air suppressor. I may be reacting a little bit, maybe overreacting a little bit on the air-to-air side, but we definitely have plenty to cover for air-to-ground units. So we can tip back up to the board and continue with our mission for tonight. So now we draw a target-bound event card. So we just want the top portion of this, which means we find 1 XP. Roll 4 attacks against random aircraft. Roll 1 less attack for each air-to-air counter expended. 1 to 6, stress plus 1. 7 to 8, damaged. 9 to 10, destroyed. Fortunately, as I was off camera, I was kind of musing around the idea of maybe I overreacted on the air-to-air front. So this gives me a way to kind of fix that a little bit, which means I'll expend 1, 2, 3, 4 air-to-air counters to prevent all of the attacks. So those are going to go back in there, which means that's all handled. So we have 1 experience already right off the bat. Target number 44, I believe that was. I'm just making some notes in the log. So we're already at 1 experience for everybody. So Waldo, Mustang, Talon, Spike, and Maverick. All right, so we're already 1 experience there, which means now we get to place the aircraft. I've got 2 sites that can only attack at low altitude, and 2 that can attack at both. So I think here we're going to assign all 3. So I'm going to assign this group to this side of the map. I want to keep them together as well. And then Mustang and Maverick are going to go to the other side of the map. All right, then we determine and place our bandits. We only have 2 in the center, so now we get to draw 2 bandits out of here. 1, 2. All right, and that's the back side. We have 1 no bandit and a MiG-23 that hits on a 369. Max attack range of 2 and can attack at both altitudes. So the bandit goes in the center, that one goes back to the cup. Then we have an intel air defense adjustment, but we have no intel for the start of the campaign, so nothing happening there. Then we draw an over target event card. This will be the middle section of not the target card, the event card. Destroy 1 random site in the center area. Well, that takes out the infantry. That'll make our lives a lot easier. Which might mean we just risk ignoring the sites in the north and south approaches and just blitz toward the center. That's an idea. Anyway, we would have Phoenix missile attacks, but nobody has any Phoenix missiles. So now we place the turn counter on turn 1. I'll get the target cards out of the way so it's maybe a little bit easier to see the turn marker, and we'll get into this. So now we're over target for 5 turns. First up, we have the jettison decision, but we're not going to jettison this early. Fast pilots would attack, but nobody's attacking right now. Then sights and bandits attack. The ZU-23-4 can't attack, neither can the SA-6. The SA-11 at the south approach, however, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, can go after either side. So what did I do with the die? So first we're going to determine what side it's going to. Odds it's going toward the west, evens it's going toward the east. That's an even, so it's going to the east. Evens it's going after Maverick, odds it's going after Mustang. Evens, it's going after Mustang. Unfortunately, we're too far away to try to suppress it, so, well, we wouldn't be able to suppress it on that side anyway, so we're taking a little bit of a risk there. But since it's going after Mustang, we will use the ECM pod to try to cancel the attack. So on a 6 or greater, the attack would get canceled. That's a 1, so the attack won't get canceled. We'll go evasive with Mustang, so we'll give him I believe that's a stress. I believe that's a stress going elusive. Then we roll twice and take the lesser of the 2 rolls. I'm just double checking here. Oh, we should have assigned a flight leader. Flight leader for this will be Spike. Not that it really matters. Just double checking here. Alright, so we're going after Mustang. He's weighted down with plenty of... Well, he's not dogfighting, so that part doesn't matter. This is still not telling me what I want it to. Oh, here we go. Evasion. So we place 2 stress on its card. So he's going after Mustang. So we place 2 stress. He's still okay. So we roll twice and take the lower result. That's a 1, which will probably end up taking that. And another 1. So that's beautiful. Nothing happening there. The SA-10 up at the north approach will have the same decision point, because it can go in either direction. Evens, it's going in the east approach again. Odds, it's going after Maverick. Evens after Mustang. Evens, it's going after Mustang again. I don't think I can go evasive a second time. Well, I could actually, but that would make him... That would put him at the top of okay. That might still be worth it, though. Although he hits on a 3, and we just rolled... Well, we probably got the 1s out of our system, so I think here we are just going to take the attack. Which, that was a really bad idea. We should have gone... Actually, let's re-roll that again, because I forgot we could still use the ECM pod. So we're going to try to cancel that. I'm not going to use that 9. So we're going to try to cancel the attack with the ECM pod. It fell over to a 1, so it was a 7. So now we are taking the attack to the face. I don't want to go... try to go evasive again and end up with him taking another 2 stress and then taking another 1 to go shaken right away. So that might still be worth it, though. Yeah, it's probably worth it to go... It's probably worth it to take the 2 stress and go evasive again. Unfortunately, like I said, that does put him into... at the top of okay, so a stress roll here would mean he's shaken already. That's a 6, which is already a stress roll. And a 1, so we dodged the bullet there. Unfortunately, we were out of range, so we couldn't try to suppress anyway. Alright, so pilot under attack may use evasion. Slow pilots attack, except nobody can attack right now. So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to move Maverick and Mustang. So now aircraft move and adjust to altitude. So now Maverick and Mustang are going to move there. Waldo, Talon, and Spike... this is a decision. Because now we have now we could possibly get a suppression option open to us. At least if I drop, I'd have to drop Spike to low to try to do any suppression on the south approach. That might still be worth it, though. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to move them down here, and Spike's going to move down to low, so we can try to suppress this SA-11 with rockets when it goes to attack again. Then bandits move 1, 2, 1, 2. So we can roll for either direction to send the MiG-23. Odds it's coming for the group of 3. Evens it's going to the east. Even, so it's going toward the group to the east. Okay, then we advance the turn counter to turn 2. So now we're over target again, which means this is turn 2. So once again, we're not going to jettison anything. Fast pilots attack, except we don't have any. Sights and bandits attack. The SA-10, 1, 2, 1, 2, still equidistant. So it has the possibility of attacking. Actually, the MiG-23 could have attacked from the center area. So let's roll an attack for that real quick. So Maverick and Mustang would have been here. Waldo, Spike, and Talon would have been here. That's a 7, so it would have been going after the Waldo, Talon, Spike group. 1, 2, 3 going after Waldo. 4, 5, 6 Talon. 7, 8, 9 Spike. 10's a reroll. That's probably a cocked die, I think. Yeah, that's a cocked die. I'll reroll that. That's a 9, so it would have been going after Spike, who was at high altitude. He would have used the ECM pod to try to cancel the attack. And a 3 wouldn't have been successful. He would have gone evasive to try to cancel the attack, to try to stop the attack that way, taking 2 stress. A 7, which would not have been good, which would have been another stress. And a 3. Actually, the 3 I think would have been a stress. The 7 would have been a damaged result. So Spike would be at 3 stress right now. So now that we've got that figured out, now the MiG's moving to the east. So now that we've got that sorted out, the SA... Actually, I think we were starting from... Let's start from the south. So the SA-11 has a faster approach to these 3. So we'll see which one it's going after. Same decision point as before. That's a 3, so it's going after Waldo. Spike's going to try to suppress using one of the rockets. So it's a +3 roll when we try to use rock. So we get a +3 to the roll, and we need at least a 7 to hit. This is why I dropped Spike down to low altitude. That's an 8, which would have been a hit naturally, so that SA-11's toast. Which is very cool there. The ZU-23-4 in the west approach can hit from low altitude, but it doesn't have any attack range, so it doesn't do anything. The MiG-23 can hit from either altitude, so we'll see who he's going after. Odds he's going after Maverick. Mustang will... Actually, Maverick's going to try to use a... This is an air-to-air attack, so Mustang's going to try to use an AIM-9 to try to suppress. We've got a +2 to the roll because of his air-to-air skill. So we need at least a 6 to... Actually, a 7 to hit. Which a 9 + 2 is 11, so that'll take out that MiG-23. Nicely done on the suppression. Then the SA-6 would have range, but Maverick and Mustang are both at high altitude, so there's nothing happening there. As for the SA-10, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's got equidistant attacks once again. So now we roll for its attack. Odds it's going after the east group. Evens odds it's going after Maverick, evens after Mustang. Evens it's going after Mustang. Mustang can't try to suppress. He's going to just try to cancel the attack with the ECM pod. Which a 1 won't do. If I send him evasive again, he's going to be shaken. And I was depending on him to work over this close air support. I think we're going to just take the attack to the face, as much as I don't like the idea of it. Get in the tower. That's a 6, so that's another... Actually, I think that's a damaged result. which means is equal to the second number, but less than the third. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. So Mustang is damaged now, which means he takes another 2 stress, and all his firepower is removed, so he's basically a sitting duck. That is not good. So everything is gone for Mustang. So I'll sort this back out. Rockets. That is, okay, that goes in there. Delightful. And we, of course, weren't in range to try to suppress him. Alright, so now slow pilots can attack. But I don't think anybody's attacked. Well, no, I don't think anybody's attacking anything here. Mustang, I think, is basically cannon fodder at this point. We're not in range, so we're not able to attack anything, which means aircraft are now going to move and adjust altitude. So we'll bring Spike, Talon, and Waldo into the south approach. Mustang and Maverick are going to move into the... No. Actually, that might not be a bad idea, just to bring them down here, so I don't have to... So that this group can actually take the attack. Actually, it would still be equidistant, I think, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to move them... I might as well start moving them closer into the target as well, because we're going to need to get everybody in there pronto. Now the question is, do I drop down to low altitude so I can try to do some suppression here? And I think the answer is... I think for Maverick and Mustang, there's no sense in them dropping down to low altitude, especially since Mustang's basically cannon fodder at this point. Maverick is also basically useless because I loaded him up on air-to-air and our only bandit got taken out. I think I will drop Waldo and Talon to low altitude, though. Mostly so I can start theoretically working over the... Mostly so I can start at least working over the target a little bit from range. Then bandits move, but there are no bandits, so we advance the turn counter to turn 3. We're back up over the top. Jettison, I believe, is that a return to base option as well? Munitions are lost and don't. Okay, so no, we're not going to do anything there. Fast pilots attack, except we don't have any. Sights and bandits attack. The only sight that's attacking is this SA-10. This SA-10 368. This was probably a bad idea because now... actually, 1, 2, 1. So it's actually going after the east approach because it's got a range of up to 3. Same roll as usual. Odds is going after Maverick this time. Maverick can't suppress. He's going to use the ACM pod to try to cancel the attack. That's a 4, so nothing happening there. He'll go elusive and he'll go evasive and try to cancel the attack that way. That's an 8, which is not good. That would be a destroyed result. Please, something lower than an 8. That is a 10. So now Maverick has been completely flattened. This is not good at all. Which means now he's completely out of the mission. So we're going to have at least one pilot that we're going to have to try to rescue on search and rescue. Good grief. Alright, so those go there. Well, that was fun. This is fun. Alright, the SA-6 can't attack, neither can the ZU-23-4. So now slow pilots attack, which means now we've got Spike, Talon, and Waldo who could theoretically attack, but the only one who can attack right now is Spike, and he's going to expend rockets from range 1 to try to attack the target. He's got a +1 on his air to ground, and we need at least a 7 to hit the close air support. That's a 5 + 1 is 6. That won't be enough to hit it. So nothing happening there. That's unfortunate. Okay, so now pilots are moving in. Aircraft move and adjust altitude. Everybody else is going to move in to the target. We're going to also drop, I believe it was Talon was our last, no, it was Mustang over here. We're going to drop him down to low altitude. Delightful. Bandits would move, adjust turn counter. Before we go into turn 4, I need to take a small break. As if we didn't have enough problems this mission, we're not in a good spot at all for turn 4. Jettison decision, nothing doing there. Fast pilots, wait a second, I didn't realize Maverick was actually fast. But he wouldn't have been able to attack anyway. Sights and bandits attack, so now the SA-6 can attack us. This is going to be fun. 1-2 going after Mustang, 3-4 Waldo, 5-6 Spike, 7-8 Talon, 9-10 is going to be a reroll. That's a 9, so that's going to be a reroll. Another 9, so another reroll. I may just put a D8 in with this game. That's a 2, so he's going after Mustang. Mustang will... Ugh, Mustang can't even go evasive, really. Actually... Talon can expend rockets to try expend a rocket to try to take out to try to suppress the SA-6. He's actually got a straight roll on this. Actually, no, he's got a +3 on the roll because of the rockets. Which a 4 + 3 is 7 is just enough to take out the SA-6. So that's a lot better there. We've also got the SA-10 up here who's potentially attacking. So let's see who he's going after first. Let's see, that's a 1. He's going after Mustang again. Talon will expend another round of his last rocket to try to suppress the SA-10. Once again, a +3. This time a 2 + 3 will be 5. That won't do it. So Mustang is going to have to... He can't do anything if he goes above his shaken rate, I believe. Yeah, I think he still can... there's really no point to Mustang going evasive at this point. He's basically cannon fodder at this point. That's a 6, so that'll be another stress for Mustang. It's unfortunate, but he basically is cannon fodder at this point. The ZU-23-4 over here can't attack because we're all out of range. So, with that in mind, now we get to go to work on the target. So we're going to have... Actually, we're going to have Spike sit on those rockets. He's going to use his cannon since he's in range. He's got a +1 on the attack for air to ground. That's a 5 + 1 is 6, won't do it. We'll use a bomb from Talon, one of the Mark 82s. Needs a 7 to hit with that. Unfortunately, this is a natural roll for him. That's a 6, which just misses. This is not going well at all. The question I had is, can we expend everything in one shot? I've always been under the impression that no, you can't. But let me look here. With any and all air-to-ground air-to-ground counters. Well, I think we'll use another one. We'll use a second bomb on Talon. That's a 2, which still doesn't do anything. That's unfortunate. Then Waldo, I think, will expend a bomb as well, a Mark 82 bomb as well. We need at least a 7. Unfortunately, it's a straight roll. That's a 3, so nothing happening on that roll either. Alright, so we went through sights and bandits already. Aircraft move and adjust altitude except we're not. Bandits move except there are no bandits. Advanced turn counter, so we're on turn 5, which means this is it. So we're jettisoning, but no, we're not jettisoning. Fast pilots would attack. Nobody's fast here. Sights and bandits attack. The SA-10 is attacking. Who's he attacking? A 3 is going after Waldo, who somehow has no stress on him. Well, he'll use the ECM pod to try to cancel the attack. Which a 3 won't do, so he'll go evasive, try to cancel it try to dodge it that way. I know I've got 2 stress counters in here. There we are. Come on, there we are. That's an 8, which would just flatten him. And a 1, which does nothing. Okay, that's more like it. Alright, and then the ZU-23-4 can't attack. Slow pilots attack. Spike will start with the... Now let's go with the rockets first. That's a plus 1. 5 plus 1 is 6, won't be enough. Then the cannon, which is also plus 1. Actually... Nope, can't do both. Then Waldo will expend both of his bombs. First roll is a 1. Second roll is a 9, so we get a hit. Whoop-de-frickin-do. And I'm dropping the counter. Delightful. So that's 1 hit on the close air support. Then both of Talon's Mark 82 bombs. First roll is a 2. Second roll is another 2. That die is going into the dunce corner when this is over. Aircraft would move and adjust altitude. Bandits would move, advance turn counter, except now the mission's over. So now we draw a homebound event card. We want the bottom one here, so we find... Keep this card. Discard to reroll any die roll. Where was that, like, any time during this mission? So we would keep that mission. We have to roll for search and rescue on poor Maverick, who got shot down over the target. So, done by rolling a roll. Subtract the weight point penalty for the target, which right now... 44 is going to be a -1. And then do we have any air-to-ground counters to expend? We do not. So we're not getting anything there. Which means there's a -1. The target was shot down over the target, so Maverick was shot down over target, so we don't get a modifier there. So this is a -1 roll. A 6 -1 is a 5, which means he's missing an action. Great. Where's my pen? What did I do with my pen? I had a pen in here earlier. Oh, here it is. So Maverick's now unfit. Delightful. Wonderful. Okay, so record the outcome, which we inflicted all of 1 hit on that. So we add stress to each of our pilots. So Waldo had 2, 4, 5 stress because of the target. So Waldo's already unfit. That's delightful. Mustang had 7 stress on him, plus 2 for the target is 9, plus 1 for the mission is 10. he is probably not flying again in this campaign. Talon had no stress, 2 for the target, plus 1 is 3. Talon, shockingly, is still okay. Spike had 3, plus 2 for the target band is 5, plus 1 is 6. So Spike is also shaken. And who was our last pilot? We did Waldo. Oh, and then Maverick's unfit. Wonderful. We had a target card stress, pilot stress recovery by their cool factor. Mustang's the only one who's got any cool on him. So he's got... Oh, I take that back. Spike's got a cool of 1 as well, so he's at 5, which means Spike is now to the top end of being okay. But Maverick is definitely unfit. And I believe that's... I think every pilot gets 1 experience for flying the mission, which I gave them already. Actually, they had 1 from the... They had 1 from the Bandit event, so each one gets another experience. Except for Maverick, who... Do we track his? No. So we don't track his. So each of our pilots has 2, but I don't think that's enough to promote anybody. No, it's not. So that was a rather disappointing play of Hornet Leader carrier air operations for the mission. Right. I do enjoy this game, but that was a brutal mission. But we've got a busy week coming up on the channel on that note. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will continue out of the official Halo cookbook with the entree, Frank's Fish Nuggets. Sunday will feature a double upload as we play Age of Innovation from Fuhrland Spiel, and then Sunday afternoon, baseball testing will start heating up with another game of APA Baseball. Monday night will continue baseball testing with another game of Inside Pitch Baseball. And next week, we're definitely turning the heat up as we venture to the desert world of Arrakis for a game of Dune Imperium. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.